The sound coming from this surveillance video, and it shows the moments someone in a white Hyundai Santa Fe pulled alongside an SUV and opened fire. According to Philadelphia police, the shooting claimed the life of Abdul Vix, also known as Young Dul.
The 25-year-old rapper Abdul Vix, also known as YBC Dul, was.
Police say a 25-year-old man was after being shot in the chest and hand, but they are still working to find where the shooting happened. Sources ID him as Abdul Vix, a rapper known as YBC Dul, affiliated with the West Philadelphia Young Bag Chasers, or YBC gang.
Friday, August 23rd, 2024. Started like any other summer day in Philadelphia. Humid and restless, Abdul Vix, known on the street and online, YBC Dul, left his home with no particular plans, no final performance, no goodbye message. At 25 years old, he had spent years building his reputation as the most feared and hated rapper in West Philly. By late afternoon, he would be deceased. It was around 3:30 p.m. when Dul pulled up to a red light near the 100 block of West Olney Avenue. He was behind the wheel of a Dodge sedan, a friend riding in the passenger seat. The two had been moving through the city that day, far from Dul's usual territory in Mantua. Whether they were running errands or laying low, only the two of them knew. As they waited behind a SEPTA bus, a white Kia SUV crept up beside them. Inside were at least two shooters. Surveillance footage later showed the SUV had been following Dul's car for several blocks. The ambush was deliberate. Gunfire erupted without warning. Bullets tore through the driver's side window. Dul was hit multiple times in the chest and hand. His passenger was grazed, but survived. The Kia pulled off as quickly as it had appeared.
Prosecutors say the guns used in the killings were illegal, and one had a switch installed, allowing for multiple shots with one squeeze of the trigger. Prosecutors are urging parents to search their children's rooms for guns.
Panic followed. Dul's friend, stunned and bloodied, climbed over to the driver's seat and raced the car away from the scene. Instead of driving straight to the hospital, he turned down Dul's family home on North 6th Street. There, he pounded on the door, begging for help. Dul's uncle jumped into action, and together they rushed him to Einstein Medical Center. But it was too late. At 3:54 p.m., Abdul YBC Dul Vix was pronounced deceased. The ambush had taken less than a minute. It happened in broad daylight, on a public street, surrounded by witnesses and security cameras. His father publicly mourned the loss, expressing profound sorrow and a desire for the truth. He stated, "My family and I would like to thank everyone for the love and kind messages sent out to my boy. We lost a real one. May Allah forgive him for all his sins and make his grave spacious and full of light. Amen." He also addressed rumors surrounding the circumstances of his son's passing, emphasizing that Abdul was targeted in the setup and was not on a bike when he was hit, as some people suggested. Given YBC Dul's notoriety and the circumstances surrounding his passing, his family opted for a private farewell service to ensure the safety of attendees and to grieve without external pressures. But the news spread fast. The broader hip-hop community reacted with a mix of condolences and cautionary reflections. Philadelphia native Meek Mill commented on the culture of disrespecting those fallen, stating, "If you talk about your own deceased ancestors, you curse your own soul. stopped at speaking on the deceased. I haven't seen it work out yet. It's spiritual for show. The most hated rapper in Philly had just been hit in one of the city's busiest neighborhoods. It didn't take long for people to start asking the obvious question. Who wanted Mr. Disrespectful deceased?
Mr. Disrespectful, I'm gonna go who you is. I will disrespect you.
Where we at right now?
We in North Philly right now.
Before he was known as Mr. Disrespectful, he was Abdul Vicks, a kid from West Philadelphia, trying to make something out of the chaos around him. Born and raised in one of the city's most violent neighborhoods, Abdul's life was shaped early by the codes of the streets. By his mid-teens, he had helped form a group of friends into something bigger. The Young Bag Chasers, or YBC. What started as a rap collective soon blurred into something more serious, a street crew with a reputation of retaliation. It wasn't long before the YBC name was being mentioned in connection with shootings, dope turf, and gang rivalries across West Philadelphia. As YBC Doll, he carved off a niche in Philly's underground drill scene. His lyrics were raw, often shockingly direct. He didn't just diss rivals, he mocked the deceased. He named names, he flaunted real-life issues like it was just another punchline. He built a following by crossing lines most rappers wouldn't touch.
My name YBC Duel, but the fans call me Mr. Disrespectful. What they be saying, like, I be trolling, I guess, but I do it to a certain extent. Like, I go overboard. I disrespect people, like, badly.
So what do you think are some of the most disrespectful things you've done? Obviously, the one that comes to mind is, the notorious, the grave digging situation.
That's some new shit, though. Like, I've been drawn. Like, one of the most disrespectful John, though, when I said I was gonna slap K3 mom, though.
You were gonna smack his mom?
Yeah, cause she be dissing my homies.
On social media, Dole doubled down on the image. He posted taunting videos. He flashed guns and gang signs. He filmed himself at rival memorials. In one infamous clip, he dug up soil from a grave and waved it on camera.
Who niggas fucking dirt up? Hey, yo, where the Carney at, yo? Carney, where the you at? Ah!
To some, it was performance art. To others, it was an unforgivable provocation. That clip alone made him a target.
What made you want to get a shovel and go to the cemetery that day? Is it just like you woke up and did it, or were you,
No, it's crazy, bro, because when I went to the graveyard, I didn't even have no shovel. Like, Bash had the the joint in the trunk. We had hurried up and drove to the graveyard real quick. We already shot the scene there, feel me? But once we shot the scene, like, it was a grave, it was a pile of dirt. And my man had the shovel. He popped the trunk and just threw me the shovel, and I just started drawing.
There's a video of him digging up a grave, which he later said
it wasn't really somebody. Yeah, but I hate that he felt like he had to do that to become popping. You know what I mean, because it's a tragedy. Because my thing is, I just wish you could just did his music and just. I mean, because when you doing this, debating people like that in Philly dangerous. I feel sad because I'm like, he didn't become the best version of himself. Died before he got to become the best version of himself. You know what I mean? Because when you're young, you're dumb. I was young. I was dumb as shit. Like but my era, we didn't like that because that wasn't out. That would have been frowned upon. You can't do that. You know what I mean?
He was only 25 years old.
I'm saying, like,
that's crazy.
He embraced the danger. He called himself the most hated rapper in Philly. And most didn't argue. He wore the title like armor.
He and B-Rock was born and raised right there?
Yeah, right there. We all grew up right here.
Feel me? I got ties with a lot of.
I got shot right here, you feel me? That still got the bullet holes in the door, you feel me? It's a lot of bang outs on this block, yeah. I got shot in my stomach, my thighs, all that shit, look.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh, oh my god.
Man, that's brutal.
I got shot in my hand, all that. Yeah, bro, I learned how to walk again, you heard me?
How does it feel to get shot? What is the sensation?
That burn, don't ask nobody how that feel. You don't want to feel that. It's one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in Germantown, you feel me?
He knew exactly what he was doing. And in his final interview, filmed just months before his passing, he said it plainly. I disrespect people badly. But behind the provocation was a man who understood the power of myth. Doll wasn't just building a brand. For fans, he was fearless. For enemies, He was a problem that needed to be handled.
We in the trenches, like we in Philly, I'm outside.
Either way, Abdul Vix had made himself impossible to ignore. He became a local legend. And in a city already drowning in blood, that kind of spotlight always comes with a cost.
But other rappers though, like from the city, on the stage where I'm at, like they don't be here no more. People really think I be in other states. Whole time I really be here.
What makes you want to stay in Philadelphia?
My niggas here, like I gotta chill with the guys. I can't bring everybody out, Cali.
Do you ever see yourself like moving out of Philadelphia for good or not really?
Yeah, wow, I ain't staying here. This is a dumbass place to stay.
YBC's transformation from a music collective to a criminal enterprise was marked by a series of incidents and retaliatory attacks. The passing of Joshua Munson, a close associate of YBC, in 2019 served as a catalyst for the group's descent into retaliatory attacks. Following Munson's passing, YBC's music took on a more aggressive tone, often glorifying the street life and targeting rival groups.
So what were you doing that day? It was like one of the most disrespectful things I ever seen.
Oh, bro, trying to the grave. He ain't got one though. They ain't never getting one.
YBC's notoriety grew as they openly mocked rival gangs and individuals in their songs and social media posts. One notable instance involved the hit of Zaire Stafford, a McDonald's employee. YBC members claimed responsibility for the hit online and mocked Stafford in rap songs and social media posts. YBC Doll incorporated the McDonald's name and logo into the song titles, album covers, and even the packaging of the dope he sold. In the music video, he depicted pulling a body from a car trunk, lighting a fire next to it, and pouring McDonald's fries into the flame. YBC's involvement in criminal activities extended beyond music and social media. Members of the gang were implicated in numerous crimes. Notably, Arshad Curry, a YBC member, was convicted for a 2021 shooting spree that resulted in 3 hits and 2 injuries. He was sentenced to 42.5 years to 85 years in prison. Another member, Quamir Hall, known as Mir Pablo, was arrested and charged with the 2023 hit of a 34-year-old man. Hall's arrest occurred while he was attending a court hearing for Curry, showing the interconnectedness of YBC's criminal network. YBC Doll himself was considered by prosecutors as the ringleader of the gang. His leadership role and public persona contributed to the gang's notoriety and influence in Philadelphia's criminal landscape. The group's aggressive tactics and violent lyrics led to the formation of a coalition of rival gangs known as CCK, comprising members from various neighborhoods, including 56th Street and 7th Street. This alliance aimed to counter YBC's influence and retaliate against their provocations. With that amount of provocation, that meant that finding YBC Doll's assailant was like finding a needle in a haystack. YBC Doll had been a known figure in West Philadelphia, feared, followed, and by some, hunted. His hit in broad daylight triggered a rapid and coordinated investigation. The crime scene told part of the story. Doll had been sitting at a red light when a white Hyundai Santa Fe pulled up beside him. Within hours, detectives began pulling surveillance footage from the surrounding blocks. One camera caught the white SUV trailing Doll's car well before the shooting. Another showed it speeding away after the ambush. The vehicle had no plates, but its make and model gave investigators a place to start. The same night, a white SUV matching the description was found burning in a vacant lot on North 15th Street. It was torched beyond recognition. but not beyond use. Firefighters recovered shell casings from the interior. Forensic teams pulled fingerprints from the door handles. The car had been stolen days earlier from Cheltenham. It didn't take long to trace the next steps. Surveillance footage showed a young male fleeing the burning vehicle, trying to shield his face from a nearby camera. That trail led detectives to a house on 68th Avenue in Olney. It belonged to a teenager named Aiden Waters.
The alleged teenage shooter is Aiden Waters. The DA says he's the killer of 25-year-old rapper Abdul Vix in a shooting on the 5500 block of North Fair Hill Street in late August. Investigators report they've linked Waters to a wave of shootings in Philadelphia last month, along with murder counts. He faces attempted, aggravated assault, and gun charges.
2 weeks after the hit, Waters was arrested and charged with the hit of YBC doll. According to prosecutors, his fingerprints matched those pulled from the SUV. Ballistics from a rifle in his home matched bullets from the scene. Jailhouse calls captured him bragging in coded language about the shooting. Waters was just a teen, but already suspected of being at the center of a spree.
In a light rain near a basketball court in Olney, DA Larry Krasner reports he's charged a 16-year-old with a tattoo and the wounding of others as part of a shooting group known as Fast Break.
Waters, known in certain circles as A-Boy, was affiliated with a street group called Fast Break, operating primarily out of the Olney neighborhood. Fast Break had a reputation for retaliatory acts and was engaged in ongoing feuds with rival groups across Philadelphia. The group's activities were closely monitored by law enforcement, who had been investigating their involvement in various shootings and criminal acts. In the days leading up to the rapper's passing, Waters had allegedly been involved in multiple other shootings. On August 18th, a 14-year-old and a 43-year-old were injured in a double shooting. The next day, on August 19th, a drive-by left 2 teens in critical condition. Ballistic evidence tied all the shootings together.
Clout chasing is what we call it. It's what everyone calls it, I guess. You're looking for notoriety. You're looking to make a name for yourself.
Soon after Waters' arrest, 2 more suspects were identified. Rashawn Williams, 18, and Nair Briscoe, 19, were both charged with conspiracy and the hit in connection with Dole's passing. Briscoe was also linked to the August 19th homicide. But the most surprising arrest came months later, and it wasn't a shooter. It was Aiden Waters' mother. In December, 39-year-old LaToya Donaldson was charged with the hit and conspiracy. According to detectives, she had provided the rifle used in the hit. Surveillance from her own home showed her handing off the weapon to her son and his crew shortly before the shooting. Police say the teenagers returned to her house afterwards to celebrate. By the end of 2024, 4 people, including a parent, were in custody for the hits of YBC doll. As of May 2025, all defendants remain in custody, awaiting trial. Rest in peace, YBC doll.